Do all religions lead to the same place? How many of you guys have heard this statement that all religions lead to the same place? There are 7 billion of us here on the planet, and most of us believe in some kind of higher power, a God, a life force, an organizing principle, something beyond the ordinary that gives our lives meaning and purpose. We just disagree about what it is. That's why we have over 4,000 religions. So my question is, have you examined all the religions? Or are people making broad assumptions when they say that all religions lead to the same place? Let me illustrate the point. If you're hungry for homemade mushroom soup, you're probably not going to go picking mushrooms in your front yard for your soup. Why not? I mean, most of these wild mushrooms, they look a lot like the kind of mushrooms that you can buy in the market. Both will fit nicely in your soup bowl, and both will satisfy your hunger. One, however, the one in your yard, may be toxic. That's why most of us are very discriminating when it comes to mushrooms. There are several varieties that can lead to death. Now keep this illustration in your mind and we'll come back to it in a moment. So how can Christians say that they happen to be the only one and true religion? After all, Christianity is not the only religion that says to treat others the way that you would like to be treated. Most religions teach the same idea. So maybe despite all the small differences of all the religions, they do teach the same thing. Maybe they all are true. Let's test this perspective by looking at two worldviews. Buddhists and Christians both agree that we should be kind to one another. But they disagree on God, Jesus, the universe, man's origin, human nature, sin, salvation, death, destiny, meaning, and purpose. No two religions agree on these very big ideas. So it's not true that all religions are basically the same with a few small differences. It's actually the opposite of that. Many of the religions have few superficial differences with many deep fundamental differences on core issues. It turns out that Christians have made an evidential case for what they believe. And if Christianity is true, it shouldn't surprise us that it excludes other religious views. So back to the illustration of the mushroom soup. Like mushrooms, some religious worldviews are also toxic. They lead to spiritual death. Why would we be more discriminating about mushrooms than we are about spiritual claims? Wouldn't we want to know the differences between these claims before we treat them all the same? The vast majority of religious worldviews disagree on far more than they agree upon. So, they could either all be wrong or one of them could be right, but why would anyone believe that all religious views lead to the same place when none of them agree on essential claims?